Welcome back, everyone. I am Pilot Tingles. I have managed to rename my aircraft to T1N GLS. Basically spells Tingles. We'll take that as a win. I have got the Cessna behind me. I say behind me, that's not really me. I could only wish I looked like that. And I'm flying out of East Fife Airport today. It's my second hometown. My first hometown, as I said previously, is Shoreham, but I now live in Scotland. Close to Fife Airport, so we'll be flying out over Glenrothes, over Markench, and we'll go and have a quick look at other places in Fife today over the east sort of coast, maybe head up towards St Andrews for a little bit. I might even go and see the Forth Bridges. Yeah, we'll see where the game takes us, shall we? So, before we even contemplate getting in, I've got a few checks to do. I need to take the chocks off. I need to remove the old pilot cover, the static port cover, and the engine covers. Don't remove all of them, your plane doesn't start, and you can't move anywhere. That's that done. Let's get in. I have a friend with me today. Not quite sure what her name is, but she seems alright. Seems happy to be here. Enough of that. Let's get on. We'll get the plane started up. I'm going to get myself more comfy. Right. Let's get the strobe light on. Let's get the nav lights on. There's other couple of bits behind here. Don't need those. Let's get the beacon lights on. Yeah, we're good. Let's pop that back. Again today, I'm not going to be using any autopilots. We've got autopilot on here, but I've not set anything up. We're just going to do a bit of manual flying. But before all of that, let's chat to ATC.
Cessna Tango 1 November Golf Lima Sierra is taxiing to runway 25, Echo Golf Papa Juliet.
So we'll just do a couple of checks. Mind my plane. That was close. No need to scare me like that. Good. Get a bit of power on, take the brakes off. Oh, don't move into my plane, you donut. Just gonna make sure there's no traffic around today anyway. In fact, I appear to be at the wrong end of the runway. Okay, that's fine. We can get ourselves down now. We shall just head out onto the grass. This is a first. I don't normally go out this way. I clearly wasn't listening to the runway 25 part. Always listen to ATC.
Echo Golf Papa Juliet traffic. Cessna Tango 1 November Golf Lima Sierra. Taking off runway 25. Straight out departure. Echo Golf Papa Juliet.
Okie dokes. Put a bit of flaps down just before we start rolling. Bit of power, full power, and we shall go. So we're taking off west-ish. We'll be heading out over King Lassie. Pull back on the stick and off we go. Once we get part of the way up, we'll just put our flaps up. That way we can get more speed to the climb. We've got King Lassie just down to the bottom left there. But we're going to bank right and head towards Glenrothes. I'm not quite sure why she's come with me, to be fair. She's not very talkative. Right, so we're about 1,000 feet in the air. We'll keep climbing just for a little bit. As we leave East Fife Airport behind. About 1,500 feet, so we'll just level out. We'll take a bit of the power off, and I'll just set the mixture down a bit. 85 will do. So you've got Glenrothes town centre, just over there to our right. We've got North Glenrothes just to our left. The Henge and Mygaff. My place is just down there somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. And we shall just bank right very slightly, and we'll head out towards the 4th. Is that okay with you? Yeah? Okay. Why are you here again? I mean, you're just looking at me. That's just rude. Ugh. Oh well. So we're leaving Glenrothes and Markinch behind. Markinch is just to the rear of our tail. Heading out over the fields, just heading towards the Forth. And I think we'll head down the coast, past Kirkcaldy, down to Burnt Island, head towards the bridges first, and then we'll head north up into Fife and see where that takes us from there. I could actually set the autopilot. No, I'm not going to bother. I could just to keep straight and level flight, but let's just have a bit of fun with the actual controls. So we've got East Weems just down to our bottom left. Buckhaven is out far left, and Methil and Leven further out. We're going to bank right. And we'll head down the coast. Just sort out my tablet so we can see the map. There we go. We need to be a bit careful as we head down the coast that we don't get too close to the traffic of Edinburgh Airport. We might be able to see a few planes that are lining up coming in, but they tend to come out or come in from that direction out into the Forth and turn right as they approach into Edinburgh, so we'll just stick to the right of them so we stay out of their way. So Kirkcaldy is just down the right hand side. But we're on this side of the plane, we're looking out over the Forth. There is a plane going into Edinburgh at the moment just there, but there doesn't appear to be anything else coming in, so we shouldn't get in anybody's way. I think for sightseeing this probably wasn't the best plane I could have used, to be honest, but I just wanted something slightly different. I am a bit of a football fan, so at times I will try and pick out footy stadiums as I'm going past them if I happen to spot them. There is one down there, and I'll keep a curve on just now. It will come into this window just very shortly, which is Wraith Rovers, which is the team of Kirkcaldy. You can just see the stadium there. That's it, Hen. Aye, that's the one. I've just dropped a little bit. I felt that we were a little bit too high for proper sightseeing. Brought it down to 1,500 feet as we head towards Burnt Island. Still no other planes coming in. There's one just going into land right now over in that direction somewhere, but there's nothing else, no other traffic coming in this direction to turn in, so I think we're going to be fine. And as we head in this direction, you'll start to see the bridges come into view. I wonder if I can pull this map out just very slightly. No, we'll just leave that as is. Can't quite remember how to do that. So we're just travelling over Burnt Island. I'm going to stay right at the bridges. As I say, I'll keep close to this coast, just to make sure that I'm not in the way of Edinburgh Airport at all. For anyone that doesn't actually know Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm mentioning the traffic that's coming in and out of Edinburgh Airport. We've got a plane just out to our right, just out over there somewhere. It is live traffic. The game takes traffic data from the internet and basically tells us that it's what they're up to. I was very skeptical of that, to be honest with you, and then I went and checked it out using flight radar, and what do you know, it's actually true. It can be turned off, so you can just fly around willy-nilly without having to worry, as well as the ships and boats. Any ships and boats that you see out here, the names of actual boats and ships that are currently where they're sitting. It's all GPS. I think it's GPS that they're using. Oh, good. That'll be good if my controller dies halfway through a flight. This might have to be a shorter jaunt than normal then. Probably should have sorted that before I took off. Silly boy. But no, I think it's quite a nice touch having actual live traffic, which is really nice. So just front left, we have the Forth bridges. We've got the rail bridge, followed by the older Forth road bridge. That's the older one of the two. And then we have the new, which is not so new anymore, Queen's Ferry crossing. So 3 bridges. The main one now is the Queen's Ferry. The rail bridge is always spectacular to look at. And then just in the distance over there, that's Edinburgh Airport. So you always get a nice view coming out of Edinburgh as long as it's not raining. So we'll just head right and we'll head back up in north into Fife. It's a little bit bumpy up here today. In need of a sick bag? No, you're right. Cool, good stuff. The plan was to head out towards, to go proper north and head out towards St Andrews, but I think seeing as I may have a slight controller issue, we'll head back home, just keep it a short video. We'll do the south of Fife, and then in another video that gives me an excuse to go out to Anstruther and out to St Andrews and round to Dundee and back home that way. So I think we'll just do that. We'll save it for another day. We'll just pop outside the flying over Dundee. That is Dullock Park. We've got cross gates just to the right hand side. I better communicate with Fife Airport. We'll go back in on runway 25. That's clearly the way the wind's going, so
Echo Golf Papa Juliet traffic. Cessna Tango 1 November Golf Lima Sierra. 8 miles southwest, 1700. Inbound to land. Runway 25. Echo Golf Papa Juliet.
So what we'll do is we'll head towards Glenrothes. We will fly over Glenrothes. We'll do our pattern so that we can end up lining up with the runway. It's a little bit on the bumpy side. I'll try and stay away clear of the gliding club that's just over to the left hand side. Over there. So we're just heading towards King Lassie at the moment, but we're coming into Fife Airport from the wrong side, so we'll need to go past Fife Airport, out the other side, we'll make the turn, and then that will allow us to hopefully come in nicely. I'm going to start slowing us down a little bit in a minute. We'll just take a bit of the power off. Start to descend just a little bit. We'll get it down to about 1,000 feet. So King Lassie is below us. You've got Fife Airport just there. So we're going to come in from the other side.
Golf Papa Juliet traffic. Cessna Tango, 1 November Golf Lima Sierra, 1 mile southwest, 1100, inbound to land, runway 25, Echo Golf Papa Juliet. Just put a bit of flap on just to keep us, as we start to slow down, we want to keep the air under our wings. We're now at about 1,000 feet. Just flying over the factories of Eastfield and Southfield. We'll take a left around the town centre, which is just to our left there, and around the school. We're doing okay speed-wise. We're about 18 knots. So we'll start our turn. Currently at 900 feet. Slowly decreasing that as we turn. Put a bit more power on. And I'll drop a bit more speed, drop my flaps down one last. We're just coming on to the final. Echo Golf Papa Juliet traffic. Cessna Tango, 1 November Golf Lima Sierra is on final. Runway 25 to land. Echo Golf Papa Juliet. My last videos did not end well when it came to landing. Oh, this is bumpy today. "70 knots. Put the power down to idle. Straighten up. And we're down. We'll go right to the end of the runway because that's where you taxi round. We'll get ourselves off the runway. We'll just stop here for a minute, just so that I can announce that we're heading back to the parking. Echo Golf Papa Juliet traffic. Cessna Tango, 1 November Golf Lima Sierra is taxiing to parking. Echo Golf Papa Juliet. I'm not convinced that there's anybody in that ATC at the moment. Air traffic seems to be incredibly quiet. The Cessna is slightly easier to taxi when you're inside. I do prefer to be outside, but
Sometimes just for realism, if you can see the road, it does help. We'll put our flaps all the way back up now. We don't need those. Did you enjoy yourself? Oh, yeah, just looking at the fauna. Nice. I get about as much conversation out of her as I do with ATC, so that's nice. You could have just stayed at home, you know. You know that, huh? Yeah. Okay. With Fife being a very small airport, you do generally have to taxi down the runway. It is just a small local airport, so there's not much traffic that happens here. Hopefully Mr. Van Man will decide not to run anywhere towards my aircraft this time. And it looks as though it wants me to park right at the fuel bit, which I'm not happy about. Not sure why you want me to park there. Maybe it's because you've got another client wanting to use my aircraft and fuel at the end of it. We'll just turn the aircraft off. Yes, warning messages. That's fine. Are you happy? Did you enjoy yourself? I'll take your silence as a yes. So there's the Cessna. And there you have it. Thanks for joining me on flying around the small part of Fife. A video later to come, we will go north and up round to Dundee, St Andrews and Strother, where they do some lovely chips, by the way. But until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.